Testing. There we go. Now you can hear me. Just as the song ends. That was poetic. Hello everybody, welcome. Good to have you. Close all that stuff out. Make sure I'm all set. How is everybody? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a either good end of your week, good start to the week. It's a good start to the week for me. It's Monday night, 7:25 p.m. Sydney, Australia time. But I know for a lot of you it's Sunday evening. Hope you're doing really well wherever you are in your corner of the globe. Tonight we're going to be pushing ahead with the short film series. We're going to be continuing where we left off last time, which is working on the lighting. So we're going to be doing some more lighting stuff tonight. So I hope you're excited and looking forward to it. I know I am. Let's go ahead and jump in. I'm going to turn everything back on. I've got the scene loaded up here. And I wanted to show you something. I thought this was really useful. When I go open and I open up the file, I get this warning that pops up. 0 libraries, 2 linked data blocks are missing. It goes away before you can even finish reading it. If that ever happens to you, what you can do is you can come over here to the info panel. So I'm going to go to the info panel. And now I can see, you know, what it's saying here. If you look right here, where's the important bit? This bit right here. Can you see that? My head's in the way. Hang on. No, don't move that. Move. Oh, no. Wait for it. There we go. Now I can move myself. So right here, 0 libraries, 2 linked data blocks are missing, including 0 object data and 0 proxies. Please check info now for details. If you want to figure out, you know, what it is that's actually missing, you can just look up right above it. We've got this lib object mesh hallway.006 missing, and then cylinder 14 missing. So these 2 objects are missing, and we're getting this warning. So what's going on with that? Well, what we did, if you remember, in the last time we streamed, we popped into the hallway file, so the master file for the hallway, and we actually got rid of a few things. So we got rid of that. We had that weird sort of extruded thing that was kind of following along the base of the hallway. I forget what the cylinder was, but anyways, we deleted a couple things we didn't need, right? And because this hallway is a linked file, I mean, it's always referencing that Blender file. So what Blender's done is it's recognized that something's missing, and it's gone, oh, wait a minute, something's changed. And so it's going to throw that warning to let you know, hey, something's different. Because if you're working in a team, you know, someone may have deleted something you didn't know about, and you're going to get this warning. It's going to help you know what's going on. So that's really helpful. You can also come over to orphaned data in the outliner, and this will show you whatever data is orphaned in the scene. Yeah, you can see here mesh. We got the cylinder 14 mesh is missing. It only shows us that one. I don't know why it doesn't show the other thing. These are all fine because they're all grayed out. I don't see anything. Anyways, just good to know that's what that is. But it's also not a problem because we needed to get rid of that stuff. So hope that makes sense. Hello, Casey. Monday morning lesson again. Awesome. Glad it's morning for you. Good morning. It's evening for me. Wrapping up, ending the day. All right, let's get started. I'm going to jump to, let's see, we were just looking at this shot, if I remember correctly. And let me switch this back. View layer. Now, let me make sure. Yeah, I've done some changes here. Let's open version 2. And let's see, what does this look like? Yeah, this is where we left off. Yeah, I was playing around with some ideas. Okay, so just in hindsight, as I've been looking through this, one of the things, I showed this to some colleagues at work, and one of the feedback points that I got about this shot was that the eye is really led to the back hallway, so over here. And they didn't feel like their eye was being led to the droids. And there was 2 reasons for that. One is this particular shot. If you look at the composition of this camera, what's in the middle is the hallway. And this is like the only bright sort of neutral, non-red or blue light in the entire scene, right? Those 2 factors are really drawing the eye to this point. And really it's about these guys. It's not about this back hallway. We're not waiting for something to emerge, right? We want to be drawing the eye here. So there's 2 things we need to do to fix that up. The first is we actually need to adjust this camera a little bit so that it's more focused on these guys. It's like we're actually pushing in to the little robots. And that's kind of one of those fundamental things about, you know, good camera work is make sure you know what's the subject of the shot, what's the point of the shot in the narrative, and how do you communicate that with your camera. And you can see we're actually we could be doing that a little bit better just by adjusting the camera in this particular way, right? So if I come over here and I just go to my graph editor, I want to look at my X rotation for this. Looks like we don't actually have any keyframes on our X rotation, so I might be able to just get away with adjusting this. So if I just bring us down a little bit, right? So these guys are now more in the center of frame. Something kind of like this. They don't have to be dead center, but where are we? It has set a keyframe. Let's set a keyframe actually. So insert single keyframe just to make sure we don't lose that. And then yeah, it's going to be shifting. So there is a second keyframe. In our scene, I'm just going to split my view. What's going on there? There we go. All right, so timeline. And I'll go to the end. And actually, no, I don't want to go all the way in. I just want to go to wherever we've got another rotation. So I'm going to double click that, hit the full stop key on my number keypad, and have a look at, lost it, there it is. All right, so that's what's going on here. So we can, want this to be linear anyways. So I can grab these keyframes, right click, interpolate linear, so it's a straight line. And then let me come to the end of this shot here. I'm just going to grab this keyframe and move it here, and then I'll turn screencast keys on so you can see my key presses, and I'll just kind of get a similar vibe with the framing. So it doesn't look like it needs to actually move through the shot. Anyways, now you can see, I don't know if you can tell the difference, but this shot now is all about the droids as opposed to that hallway. Well, more so about the droids than about the hallway. So this is a really good change. Subtle change, but a really good one. Because it leads the eye to the right. It gets the eye to the point, which is right here. Now, as far as like the lighting goes, we could probably back off this back hallway so it's less of a draw card as well. And that's going to be in our master lighting setup. So it'd be good to kind of nail this up front rather than later on. So I'm going to find those lights real quick. And okay, so it's this one. Where is it? There we go. So it's that one there. So we could really just turn this one off probably. Or we could bring it into more of that orange space. Like we could take this and either push it to more blue and then dim it off, or orange maybe, red. Something that just kind of doesn't make it stand out as much is probably a good call. Kind of nice with a bit more red. And then if we just bring the power down, so from 1000, let's come to 5. That's just half the power. So now it's less prominent. Not going to draw the eye as much. It looks a little bit better. Now this hot spot right in the middle is really, really key. Still feel it's drawing my eye a little bit too much. I might half it again. I just want to pick out the detail. I might even rotate it a little bit, grab it around, put it down low. Let's go even lower, 150. That's feeling a lot better, actually. Great. All right, cool. I'm happy with that. Let's set this aside then as our master setup. So, hey, America, good to see you over on Twitch. Always the faithful Twitch supporter. You rock. Hello, AJ. Good to see you. What's up, dude? Topian Friends says, I'm taking this course right now. This is awesome, actually helping us get to the final step, the final goal. Yes, the final goal, short film. You too can achieve the final goal. All right, let's keep moving. So this is our master light setup. I'm happy with that. And then we were moving into our, so this is that's right. This was our main lighting setup for this shot right here. So, okay, let's pop into the next shot. Let's get the lighting. So let's think about what's the lighting need to be for this one. So we need to get rid of these hot spots and kind of create a bit more atmosphere. We also need to make sure these guys aren't completely in shadow. So let's get all that fixed. So we'll come here. And remember, the way we're going to do this is, so we can't animate collections on and off, which is unfortunate because that would be really cool. But what we're going to do is we're going to look at these as sort of separate shots, and then we're going to break them out into their own scenes, more or less, that we can then render from. And that'll make stuff good. So we're going to lose the ability to play back and kind of see what it's all looking like, but we are going to gain the ability to have flexibility. So let's start off by lighting our key subject, which is going to be the hero. So we'll just look at the end of this camera, this sort of shot here. And I'm going to select our hero and Shift S cursor to selected so that my cursor is right there. And then I'm going to go Shift A and I'm going to grab a light, area light. And I'll put it behind him first. So I'm going to go for Y, rotate X to bring it up a little bit, bring it right down here. And I'm going to look for a nice place to put this. I'm going to match the color palette. So we're going with lots of oranges and reds. So it's going to be my rim light. So it's going to kind of catch a bit of rim off of his side. I don't want to get too much off the ground there. So I think I'll keep it a bit like this. And then what we're going to do is take the size down so it's a bit more specular, strong. So do that. And I'm going to Shift D to duplicate this area light. Oh, before we get too much further as well, let's go and get our collection going. So I'm going to click that, create a new collection, drag both of these guys into it. And then let's grab the camera we're looking through. We'll double click, get the name, copy. And then we'll double click this and paste. So now we've got the name of the camera here for this collection. So it's all a bit clearer. And then I'm going to grab this one around and rotate Z, Y. I'm going to do our key on him. So it's going to be a lot easier from that instead of that wide now because we've got, we're able to do a lot of stuff kind of off camera, which is going to be really nice. Yeah, I might make this a little more, I don't know, neutral, natural, bit of blue even. We want it to match, so we've got to kind of get some consistency between these. So I think what's going to be a good idea, let's go ahead and take this shot right here, and I'm going to go, let's see, I'm going to render the image. Let that render. All right, and now what I can do with this is I can come up here and switch this because we don't need the storyboards anymore. We're not using that. I can go image editor. And then I can come to this little drop down menu and go render result. And that will give me the render that we just did. So this can help inform me now as I'm looking at just this shot, since I can't like just scrub back and forth easily. So I got to make sure it feels like this while also being good lighting to itself. So we are lacking a bit of a side light on these guys. We also might want to inform backwards. So some of the lighting, if we get things working really nice in the close-up, might want to come back and try and get some of that to work over here. So there's no reason we can't do that kind of stuff. I'll put this up here, I think. Bit of a raised light source. And let's come over here to the lighting settings and just play around with that brightness a bit. I'm going to keep the size small with most of these, probably close to 0 for some of them. I think that looks pretty good. Okay. Now we do have this sort of hot light behind them that's sort of accentuating their movement. We should probably have something that calls back to that. But we can control it a bit more specifically here. So I'm going to stick it behind him, just like we've got the others. I might back off the specular a touch. Another thing we can do is go custom distance, and then I can drag this out, and it's going to reach even further. You see, if I drag it in, it's getting sort of like, you can see the shadow shrinks. So that can be a cool way of kind of tailoring the light a bit. Also turn, I wonder if we just turn the volume off on this. No, it's pretty tough from this angle because you can just get this massive blowout. I don't think that necessarily looks good. See, just keep checking how it looks throughout the shot. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like this hotspot. So I could either kill it, so it's just like faintly hitting the specular. Just get rid of the whole thing. And just see how it cuts. Because we may just need to lose it from that master light as well. I'm gonna get rid of it for now. I will take this one up a bit though. Oh, we can get some nice, see how it really lifts what's behind him and helps bring him out. Again, that's the volume at work. So we've got this volume that's really playing into our scene. So that looks quite nice. Actually, it holds up for this shot as well. I do feel like it'd be nice to have a bit more of a rim on him. Now this is working like a rim. I just feel like I want like one more. Let me duplicate this and bring it in and then bring it behind him. Down. And I'm just kind of doing this by eye, you know, like I'm kind of know where the light is. And so I'm just sort of going, I think I need to move it on the Y. And then constraining it like to the Z or the X or stuff every now and then is really useful. This is a nice kind of rim light for this close up. Let's see how does it work in the wide? Yeah, so it gets a bit too visible in the wide. So I think for this shot, I might, what do we want to do? We could kill the volume. Does that help? We might want to kill the volume for both shots, to be honest, because it's kind of nice to have just the orange behind him. That's actually like that, combining the two. Do you feel like that specular is probably a bit too hot? I'll just pull that back a little bit. Yeah, I mean, it lifts him. Definitely lifts him a bit. Also, you can see it looks like our smoke's moving way too fast. I want to fix that real quick before I forget. So I'm going to pack over to my shader editor, go to my world, come over here to my noise texture, and I'll just click this. I'm going to make it times 0.01. That'll slow it down a heap. Back to our dip sheet. Yeah, it looks like it's moving a lot slower now. So that shot is a little more complicated, so don't want to get too carried away. Let's also get some depth of field working on this camera. So let's come over to our camera, turn on depth of field. And we're going to be focused on the little droid. Instead of picking him, I want to actually grab that focus manually. So I'm just going to drop my f-stop and then move this number until he's looking sharp. It's about there. And then I can bring the f-stop back up a bit. So it starts looking right. I think this is pretty good. We could bring a bit of light in here to try and lift these guys. Hey, yo, bro. What's up? Nicola Purpose says, hello, I just wanted to thank you so much for all the knowledge you share with people. I don't know how I could learn things to reach my dreams if it were not for people like you. So thank you again. That's very kind of you. Nick, I'm really glad you feel that way. It's kind of you to take the time to share that. Thanks, man. All right, let's duplicate this. Grab Y. Let's bring this forward and forward and back it right off. But we're just going to lift these guys a little bit. Don't want to take away from him, but I've got a feeling this shot's going to be so quick when we finally see it in real time. Let's set up playback actually for that. Playback. Oh no, we got it synced to audio. That's good. All right, so it's actually skipping frames. It's dropping frames to show us real time playback. I feel like it'd be nice to kind of bring out. Feels a bit flat to me. So I forgot to fix that. Let me switch my. There we go. I feel like we need to bring out this background a bit. It's too flat for me. With the blowout that we're getting from this. I mean, it just disappears without it, but let's shift it to duplicate, grab Y, and pull this thing back a bit. Just see what we can get. I might turn volume off for this one so it doesn't thicken the volume anymore. It also means we can get in a bit closer with this. What happens if we bring some blue into this shot? Is that gonna... We want to do something back here. A bit of something. Now, is this to this too far of a gap? I'm not sure that it is. I think it's okay. I do feel this blue light a lot on the side of this thing. Which one is it? Yeah. So we don't really have any high blue focal point up here. Yeah, actually, it's a bit nicer with the sharper contrast without that, I think. I really want this to be like a dark space. I don't want to see this bump map like this. This looks so gross. I feel like maybe, I don't know, we need something right here. This feels a bit too like lost. It's a bit better. All right, let's solve this other half. So this is okay. I like this section in the close-up. I think it looks good. We come over here and it definitely doesn't look good. So we'll probably have to split this out. Although, maybe not, because I do want to use the same set. Let's see if we can tackle it all in one setup. So how would we solve this? Where's this orange light coming from? All right, so it's solely from this thing. I think we can do this with distance, custom distance. If I back off my custom distance, that will darken this. Does it kill the vibe? No. If anything, it makes it better because now there's a bit of fall off. Nice. That's where custom distance is handy. Just a little bit. Love to get rid of that bevel too. Like this would be ideal for us to start with, but oh yeah. I think that works. Yeah, let's make this work because now we can really light this fresh. What about the blue light? Do I mind that? I mean, maybe we could. How much rotation can I get away with? Like if I do this, it's still, yeah, it's pretty negligible in terms of what it does to the effect of that shot or this shot. But it definitely helps conceal some of that bad geometry and bad texturing. All right, cool. Now, how would we light this bit? What do we need here? So I'm going to get rid of that light now that I know I don't want it. All right, well, let's find one that's in the same area. Here we go, this one. Shift D, let's bring it down. And let's figure out what it is we could do. And there's a point where we may just have to deal with the fact that we've got bad textures, you know what I mean? And actually make good ones. One of the ideas behind this short film is to try and save time as much as possible. Like do this in a really economical, kind of way where, I don't know, we cut corners basically as much as possible. But you know what I mean. We're not cutting heaps of corners. All right. It's kind of nice getting a little flick there. And this is where the size would be good. We could also change it from a square to a disc. Get that circular shape. Looks a bit better. Does this need to be an orange? A bit of a neutral color, maybe? That's nice. Just having a look at the shot up here, previous one, to see kind of what's. Oh, I just realized I lost all my chat. Where did it all go? There it is. There we go. Oh, yo, bro, you're spamming, mate. Don't spam. Please don't spam. Chill out, yo, bro. Come on, deep breath. All right. Jumps over. Yeah, I think that fits. That works nice. Like the. How's it look in the wide? Yeah. It's pretty good. What is your request? I didn't even see. Having problems making a mouse in Blender. Oh, sorry about that. All right, so we jump over. into this. Now we need to get a bit of orange in this shot. Kind of keep it thematic. I keep it as like a rim. Let's try it as a rim. There we go. Sorry about that. Let's see. Didn't have any of my mod tools open. That's my problem. How do I want to do this? Shift D, bring this up. No, we don't want that one. Where's the one that we, oh, there it is. All right, let's Shift D, let's bring him up. I'm going to try hitting the top like this. With the orange. We can also animate these lights. Like we don't have to like figure out how to get them to work in every shot and keep them on all the time. That's kind of nice. Yeah, I kind of like that. It's kind of nice. That's kind of nice. Hitting little bits there. We could go more of the red, and then it'll feel a bit like these hints that we've got. Let's get the depth of field as well turned on for this camera. Go ahead and get that sorted. So I'm going to turn depth of field on, and we're going to set our focus distance. I'm going to turn off jitter and high quality. That just helps. It's a bit hard to kind of nail focus manually when you have jitter turned on. There we go. Drop my f-stop as well, just so I can really like push the extremes of the focus. Okay, make sure I'm really where I want it to be. And then let's come up to 1.4. It's pretty good. It's nice. I do feel this shot like we need to be further right though with the framing maybe. There's my camera. Let's go to the graph editor. So Control Tab. And this is I've been using my all day, so I'm trying to get the rotations right. Z, that's right. Z is the. How's everybody doing, by the way? Hi. Sorry, I'm so focused tonight. I'm like, not very chatty. Apologies. This looks like a gross curve. What's going on with this? Oh, no, it's all right. So let's take this here. And let's grab Y and just bring it over a bit so we're a little more focused on him. Cool. I think that looks really nice. Now it looks like we are going to have to animate our focus a little bit. He's like really in focus here, but not there. So let's animate that because I like that shallow depth of field. Looks quite nice. So we want to come to right about here. No, I think we'll do it from here. So I'll hit I to set a key, an f-stop right there for this one. And then we'll come to here. And I want to focus it on, just switch to this view. And then, oh no, it's focus distance, not the f-stop. Sorry, clear keyframes. Back over to here, focus distance. I'll set a keyframe. And then we'll just come back over here. The point where you're looking. Right at him. Nice. 20. I. And then we can just have a quick look at that curve. Focus distance. Oh, it's a step keyframe. So we need to fix that. Right click, interpolate Bezier. And then we need to start racking pretty much from this point. So grab X over here. So it stays focused on him, and then focus racks when we do this nice pan. He stays sharp. Cool. So it doesn't look too bad. Like, I don't know, I feel like we could take some cues. Definitely, you can see like some messiness. Like when you cut here, we've got this bright spot here we need to get rid of. And this one, you can really see the lights sitting in the shot. But I wonder if we could just take this setup and use it to inform us. I don't know. Our original shot's not bad. Maybe it's missing some of this blue in the corners. We could add that in. That'd be good to unify everything. Lighting's a pretty involved process. Everything's an involved process. All right. I feel like we've lost all of chat. Is anybody still here? There we go. Harsh is here. Hello. I'm good. How are you? Okay, I think I will break it out as a separate shot. So I feel like this now right here is perfect for this camera. So I'm going to grab, oops, not that. I'm going to grab this camera's name. Copy. America's happy over on Twitch. You're getting no spam on Twitch. It's because it's just you. Like, you know, unless you start spamming. Don't you start spamming. America. Oh, I don't know what I'll do. All right. Lost my train of thought. Let's come back here. We're going to double click this paste. Do peek out. I'm going to come here. And it's not here. Here. All right. Take this one. And this will be the one for this camera. So we'll just grab this camera name. And we will drop it into here. And then I'm just going to take all these lights and Shift D, and then M to move. We're going to move them to lights and move them to that collection there. So now I can turn this one off. And for this one, we can just refine it a little bit. So just back off some of these. So like this one here, I could just tuck it off camera a little bit. It's still kind of nice, getting a bit of that orange glint. Let's just scrub through, see how it looks. Okay, so a little bit further. Just further up, that's fine. And what else needs to change? I feel like, yeah, this one just needs to go off this way, maybe come up and back it off a touch. Right here. Hey, Waffle Impact, how are you? Sorry I haven't gotten that project file back to you. I hope to soon. Yeah, I know it's not your style, America. It's all good. Oh, cool. A person is in the middle of sculpting a foot, and it isn't working. I feel like if I was sculpting a foot, it wouldn't be working. If it was a robot foot, it would be all right. But okay, I feel like I'm seeing this other light up here in the sky. Where is it? There it is. Just grab Z, just move it up a little bit more. Good. So that's good lighting. That works. Oh, thanks, Amerigo. Glad you're enjoying the lighting. Actuera says, I follow your works. Grateful. Good. Glad you enjoy it. So tonally, I feel like we're having a bit of a shift here. I can see it already. We've got this like really orange vibe, and then we kind of way more blue when we're down here. I feel like maybe this light that these guys are walking towards needs to be more orange. This one. Try and keep it, matching. Volume up as well. All right, cool. This is our lighting setup for this camera. And then when we cut into here, we're going to switch to, let's change the order here, this one. So it looks pretty good. And then when we're in the wide, we're like this. I feel like we've got a light down here at the bottom. We need to sort out for this wide. There we go. Just need to grab it on the Y and pull it back just a little bit out of frame. I don't mind it though. Like I like it, especially now that we've got, I might switch custom distance on for this one and just push it out a little bit more. Always a bit more blue. See what that looks like. So we go from this to this. I'll have to do that render thing. So render. Actually, up here, I'm going to switch this to, I'm going to hit the number 2 on my keypad. This switches, so you can use the numbers on your keypad to switch between different render results. So now if I render this with a new lighting setup, it'll save this in the buffer in slot 2, you can see. So now over here, I can flip between the two of them to get a sense of how it changed. But now what I can also do is come over here and switch my lighting setup to the appropriate shot and have a look at how well it matches now between the two. That feels a bit more cohesive, this one. Although I do like the high contrast. I do feel like we're losing that a little bit. I think maybe I'll keep it. Keep that contrast. Okay, so it's not actually coming from that. What's it coming from? So it looks like, I guess, was it just the position of where it was? Yeah, that was it. Can I go down on the Z maybe? Instead of pulling it back on the Y? Just set it right on the floor. Yeah, that looks good. Now I'm still getting those hot rims there. Yeah, I think this is a good compromise. All right. Cool. In to this one. That's good. This reverse here, so this one we have to do some work on to get them all to brighten up. Then we can come back. It's the same camera. Oh no, we're out a bit more. That actually doesn't make sense. Why are we out further for that shot? This should just be the same. Do we have an extra keyframe maybe? Let's just inspect that. Let's see what happens up here with these cuts. So where do we go back to? Yeah, peek out close up. We can get rid of this camera. We don't need this because we can just cut straight back to peek out. So let's find out. Where is that? Here. So instead of that one, let's do this one. So Control B to bind. So now it feels a bit better. Jumps over. Back to the same shot. To like this. This is our final setup. So we're pretty close to having this first scene lit. Very cool. The only thing that's starting to worry me a little bit, I'll be honest with you guys, is that the next scene, when he goes in the trash chute, is also this vibe. Like it's very dark with like lots of red light and stuff. I'm just a little worried that there's no contrast between this scene and the next scene visually. You know, it's like they're already in a dingy hallway. I have to look at that. I mean, what would I do to change it? I'd have to like maybe like really brighten this space. That'd be a totally different approach. And I don't like it because the brighter the space gets, the more we see the ugly textures and materials, which I'm trying to hide intentionally. But I also like the way this looks. Like I'm really happy with this. But oh well, we'll see. When we get to the next scene, maybe we could just introduce something, make it, we just need to make sure it feels distinct. But we'll get there. Machara says that super shallow depth of field looks like when you shot miniature with micro lens. Very cool. Yeah. Yeah, I like it too. Yeah, I love this shot. This is a great shot. It'll look even nicer when we turn on the jitter. Jitter makes really nice depth of field. It's really quite good. Do you guys keep getting ads? Just out of curiosity. Just watching the viewer count does this weird like spike drop. I don't know if it's, I don't want it to be kicking everybody out to ads. Let me know if you're getting spammed on YouTube for some weird reason. Pretty sure it wouldn't do ads in the midst of the stream. All right. All right, so this shot here is this camera. Copy that. And then we come over here and we go turn off that collection, create a new one, and give it the appropriate name. And then let's light this. We're gonna turn on our controllers and I'll select one of the guys that are out there. Cursor to selected. Hide that. And then Shift A, area light. I'm using a lot of area lights. And let's come to our lighting settings, turn this up. And let's just start playing around with how we might light this. Go up to 1,000 of this. Now the volume is disappearing. because of volumetrics int is set to 100. I wonder if this is going to change the look. Now I can have it all the way out here. But what's that going to do to these other shots? Okay. Doesn't really do a whole lot. Probably just helps, to be honest. Oh, okay, just kind of blurs that background there. I feel like it looks better at 100 for this shot, so I may have to do this. Thanks, A person. Thanks for joining. Oh, we'll worry about that. Can probably set these settings custom when it gets to individual shots. So turn that off. Come back to the POV. I'm hoping to make a full, just like a proper tutorial on lighting and camera work as well. But I wanted to kind of wait for getting a bit down the track with doing it a bit in this live stream format, so I could really wrap my head around how I would want to teach it. So if this feels like I'm kind of, I don't know, rushing ahead or doing stuff that you're like, wait a minute, what's he doing? Feel free to ask questions in chat though, or leave a comment if you're watching this after the live stream. Now we need to hit these guys in a way that's going to help light them up. And why are we not getting anything on them from this? It's a bit weird. Custom distance, maybe? Wow, the side of the hall feels like so dark. Do the same thing, like put a bright light behind them. Yeah, Christmas says Toots on lighting camera could be amazing. Currently working on having good lighting in my scenes too to make it all look right. Yeah, it's amazing what lighting can do to a shot. Emerger on Twitch says you may want to use a pulsating red light in the next scene. That way it feel like the first scene is shot in a maintenance corridor and the second scene in even less use space. Yeah, that could be cool. Some flashing lights. We don't really have any flashing lights here. I don't know why this is feeling like a hard section to light. Brute force point light right there. Problem is I want to light them up like this, but I want to have a giant volumetric sphere floating. I guess what we should do, let's take a page out of our own book and let's move over to here. Let's go to our volume settings as well, and let's make sure they are turned up enough. So let's go 300 maybe. So we really make sure we're getting volume out here, and then use this light to try and throw some light into the volume around these guys like this. To help separate them from the background. distance down so it's not hitting everything. Although, there. That looks quite good. I might do 2 of these. Put one up high, one below. Because I like seeing this kind of hinting up here. Change the feel of this hallway, like maybe they're going around to a different kind of spot. Normal. Important is we just see this profile here. We need to make sure these guys, it's clear that they're heading off. I also feel again with the camera, we need to adjust our composition to get it to really work. What's going on with this one? This is, oh, that's right. This was our orange light that we had up here. I'm getting a lot of mileage out of custom distance. It's kind of cool. I've never really used it much before, but I feel like here in this scene, it's been really good. Oh, that's kind of nice. Hey, it's 7. Doing well. How are you? Having a quiet evening? Doing some animation? Lighting? Specular back a bit. It's kind of, I don't know, it's sort of what's nice about this camera, isn't it? Although that looks a bit better. I can tell the guys are off the ground now. That's great. Let's fix that. Characters. Droid Master Control. And Z location. Doesn't have a keyframe. Of course. Just have to set one because I guess they're sort of single keyframe. Maybe they have. Maybe they're on the ground in the other shot, but they're just not here. Oh no, they are. Huh. Looks like they're not with that light. There are limitations when using Eevee. I'm finding this shot really tricky to light because it's like I feel like everywhere I go I can put a light, but it's going to be visible in the shot. let's duplicate and grab Y. Let's bring one right over here. Just gonna bring this in, drop it right down, and put a bit of orange in it, red maybe. Just off camera. Help flesh it out a little bit. Brighten it up, bring the volume, find the right spot. That's pretty good. And I feel like, let's see, let's come over here and let's add another point light, or a point light, because we got rid of the other one. Turn it up and just tuck it in here. Some color, some blue to contrast. Chris asks, what's your advice on how to add lights but not make it obvious there is a light source and it's just extra light illuminating an area? There's really two ways. One is to make it practical light. So give an excuse for the source. So you have a lamp on a table. You show the lamp in a shot, and you can use the lamp, that light source, in other shots because you've kind of established it and it lives in the scene. Then you can have a light kind of in camera. But you typically, the way you do it is you just stick everything just off camera. So have your lights just off camera. So they're casting light into the shot without being visible, just like it would be if it was a real physical set. That's typically what you got to do. So imagine it, as if you're physically there setting these lights up and you don't want the camera to see it. This is what you'd have to do. Push that maybe a bit further. Orange, blue, trying to just catch their rim. And I'm doing things like expanding the radius of the light because that softens it up, spreads the light out a bit. I am playing with the intensity of the light, all that kind of stuff. Custom distance is really good. It's great for like just flagging the light, like cutting it off. I mean, all right. I feel like I've highlighted them pretty well now. Now I just need to do a bit of extra work with the camera. I don't like this shot particularly, like the lighting here, but I think it's one of those shots I'll look at tomorrow or something and go, oh, I see what's wrong with it. All right. Let's have a look at the rotations on this kit. I'm going to my Z rotation. And there it is. I've got a little bit of movement on this. I'm going to grab this. I like that movement. It's subtle, so I'm going to keep it. So I'm just going to move the whole curve. So now I'm moving both points. And I'm just going to center up a bit better around this focal point. Right here, X rotation. Where are you at? There you are. Grab Y. Center you up as well. Maybe up a little bit. Kind of like the top heavy feel. Still pretty cool. Mark Sigmund asked, do you do this full time now? Or are you still sitting late night after work to finish these tutorials animations? Good question. Yes, I'm still I'm staying up late night to do these. I work full time. I do way too much. But I enjoy it. Hello, Kevin. It is self-practice. It's good. I mean, I spent all day working on a feature film, animated feature film, and so it's fun to be able to then come back from that and work on my own stuff, but also share with you guys, the methodology and the thinking behind it. All right, this is gonna work. I might just leave this shot for tonight and not do any more with it because I feel like I'm running a bit empty in terms of creative approach. But overall, I think we're pretty good because we have gotten most of our lighting setups now. So we'll cut to this. Oh, why do these point lights not end up in our collection? These guys need to live in there. So we cut back to this, and then we'll have to do this lighting setup, and the light for this shot should be the same as this setup. And then we're going to do this whole moment, and then we'll be done with this section. I feel like we're going to need to crank up our volumetrics a little bit. Higher tile size and stuff like that. All into time. Hey. Alrighty. Well, I'm going to wrap it up for the night. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you really enjoyed the stream. We've been going for an hour and 11 minutes. That's pretty solid. Pretty solid stream. Hope you're enjoying all these in the series and learning a lot from it. I'm really hoping that once we've got this first scene done with the lighting and stuff, we can smash out a render and we've got a full scene that we can finally watch to see what this film's looking like. And we'll do a bit of sound effects and pick some music and get all that stuff going. And then we'll be pushing on into the next scene. So hope you're enjoying these. I hope to eventually come up with some new ideas for new tutorials, but in the meantime, these live streams are going to be it for us. So please consider joining over on the Patreon to help support the work that I'm doing. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a comment to this video. It helps people find it. And hit that like button if you enjoyed it. Thanks for joining me, and I'll catch you in another stream. Have a fantastic day, evening, night, morning, wherever you are in the world. I'll catch you in the next one.